Here's the Stinky Popcorn Boys.
We watch movies and eat popcorn. And you're stinky.
Hello. We are the Stinky Popcorn Boys, three boys talking about movies and how they made us feel. I am Patrick Baskwell, and I am Theseus's boat.
And I'm Christian Ames, and I don't need any help in the kitchen.
I'm John Gilardi, and it was me all along.
That's right. That's good. I hope you guessed it. Today we're going to be talking about the after a pretty long drought, I would say the first
Marvel thing?
Marvel project.
Yeah, because we were supposed to have
Black Widow,
but that was pushed back.
and we were also supposed to get Winter Soldier and Falcon first too.
Oh, really? What was the
Yeah.
story there?
COVID, because their stuff is probably less magic related. So maybe the spoiler alert, not spoiler alert, but we're watching WandaVision. We're talking about WandaVision. Visions of Wanda.
I guess you could call it a mini-series, 9-episode season, starring Wanda, Maximoff, a.k.a.
Elizabeth Olsen? Or the Scarlet Witch? That's what you were looking for.
And
I was like,
was it Paul Bettany?
Paul Bettany, baby.
It's
AKA
the Vision.
The Vision.
Viz.
And this takes place after he dies.
Yep.
In
Or does
Endgame.
it?
No, it does. Wait, what?
No, I was just saying, you're giving spoilers, man.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
All spoilers, but that's from Endgame or Infinity War.
Infinity War. But yeah, so this is 9 episodes. Obviously, we're going to be encompassing a bunch of different things in this.
Yeah, so we covering the whole season here.
So what did you guys think of it? How did you feel?
I liked it. The episodes felt short, so it basically felt like a really, really long Marvel movie, but I enjoyed it. I love Marvel stuff. Like, for the people who are like, oh, Marvel, it's all cookie cutter. It's like, no, but it's good, and it's fun to watch. It's great watching. It's good.
Still eat cookies.
It's good eats for your eyes. I enjoyed it.
I'm right there with you. I like it. I'm tired of some elements of the formula, mainly the stuntman kind of. All the stuntmen look the same, aka all the bad guys. It's just the same dude, more or less. And I can see through that. And some of the action is very cut up, in close-ups and quick cuts, blah blah blah. Anyways, overall, I'm a big Marvel fan, cinematic universe fan. And I really like this because it felt just a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it was also very, very familiar.
It started off different.
Yeah. Probably that, too. I think it just felt more... The comedy was way more ingrained than wink-wink comedy all the time.
Yeah.
So it was a lot smoother. Which ironic thing is that the comedy was represented through wink-wink comedy with television. Yeah. But because of the way it was put in... And the show's so meta, so that's why it sounds like I'm talking in circles, but that's why it works so well, and that's why it seems so smooth and natural. And it just felt like it was an homage to everything. It was an homage to the comics. It was an homage at times to the Fox or 20 whatever X-Men. It was an homage to Marvel. It was an homage to American television culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was such a meta, cool, fun show. For all those reasons.
It was also like so self-contained to the Marvel universe, where it's like we get Jimmy Woo, who gets to have his like character development thing, where he does the card trick.
Yeah.
After an Ant-Man, he's like, hey, how did you do that?
Yeah. And he learned it.
And I really do think that's just really fucking cool, like paying attention to stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that I really like. And again, it kind of harkens back to like in improv, when you have like a long form game, but like if you can establish a character in one scene, and if they show up as a minor character in another scene, it's just like it's so intensely gratifying. Yeah. And that's the same thing that they have throughout all of this, where it's like you have a minor character who's set up in Ant-Man, or like a relatively minor character set up in Ant-Man, and then he shows up and is essentially a major character in WandaVision, and it's like, so fucking, that makes me feel so good.
Yeah,
I
love when you use the improv explanations and stuff, because it's stuff that even people who don't outright know that, it's subconscious things that people will pick up on. That those little moments of like, oh, that was the card trick from Ant-Man that he learned. Or, like,
it's like
good callbacks.
How does he compare to the guy from S.H.I.E.L.D. that had an ABC show?
Oh, yeah.
Coulson.
Yeah, so I think Kim and Coulson are kind of similar caliber in terms of being pulled from the main movie with their own thing, and I like this guy way better.
I liked Coulson. I also watched
I like
Age.
Coulson, but he was very like professional.
Yeah.
He'll slip and like he'll smile and he'll make some cracks because he knows you personally.
Yeah.
But he's still professional. I like Jimmy. The character actor's Jimmy Woo, right?
It's John Krasinski.
Okay, well, you confused me for a second. But like, just a more charismatic actor.
Randall Park is the actor's name.
What's Jimmy Woo?
Jimmy Woo is the character's name.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Sorry, I was
Yeah, it's not John Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
No, I know that.
He played
He played
Asian Jim in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
In the
Office.
But I got thrown off like Jimmy. Is that the character or is that the actor?
That's the character.
Um,
I was confused too. I was like, yes, we got it. We're
Yeah.
perfect. Killed it.
anyways, he's just a better character. He's goofy, but he's an FBI guy, so he does get his shit together, and he does.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a very likable character, and obviously the whole Paulson thing. He's obviously canon in the movies, but the whole ABC show, I think, is.
It's also
not real.
canon.
No, I think they're writing it off.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
They connected it all up.
I don't know. Like the whole book is different in this.
I
don't know.
Oh, the Darkhold thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
heard
watched
that
it
was
though.
in it. I watched.
Was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. its own show separate from the Peggy show?
Yes.
Did anyone watch those?
I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Was it good?
Yeah. I watched like the first 5 seasons, I think, of it.
Jeez.
It was pretty good. Maybe 4.
There's that many seasons?
There's
Wow.
like 6 or 7 now.
Bazonkers.
Or they're closing it off. There was only 2 seasons of Agent Carter.
Okay.
But because that was set in 1940s.
Yeah.
And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was concurrent with the Marvel Universe.
Well, who are those movies? Were those still made for like family, or was it a little more adult?
It was a little bit more adult.
Okay. Interesting.
You know, it was like primetime television.
Yeah.
You know, they had like bare backs and like kissing scenes.
Ooh.
So you know, that's that primetime television.
Hell yeah. I think this is way better than those shows.
Yeah.
And I think that's
so
what we
too.
can come to expect, and it's nice.
It's
And
more
I think a lot of that
interesting.
has to do too with primetime cable TV. Is it'll only it's just always restricted from looking cool. It doesn't matter what it is, and I think that's why the mockumentary NBC shows get away with it.
Yeah.
Because they work with that look and the
The restrictiveness.
restrictions of being public
Yeah.
access.
I mean, there's also something too, because I was talking to my brother about Lost. There's also something to having those restrictions and then finding the most interesting thing within those.
Yeah.
Because like, there's nothing like Lost.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like, it's like crack cocaine. You know, as someone who's never done crack cocaine, I can only imagine how like addictive it is. And it's like that's what Lost was.
It was so good at the mystery box. It
Yeah.
was like
That's
J.J. Abrams at his peak mystery boxing.
which I'll connect up with this, where this very much feels like that, where it was almost like, because I was thinking about, like, I was so mad at the end of each episode because they were like, and they like rip it away from you.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, I was just, damn you.
It's probably that's also probably super meta too,
Yeah.
in terms of what it it was literally just pulling that
Yeah.
from you, like, oh, more.
Give it to me. And then
Because I was too also upset because I did feel unplugged,
yeah,
and most of the time, at least half of the time, it was good at just like being abrupt.
yeah,
I don't know.
and it was so
Also, the super long credit sequences. Whenever I sometimes check, I pause it or push whatever so I can see the time. I'm like, yay, I got 10 more minutes of this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't get.
But with this, the credits are so fucking long because they put all their localization for each country in the credits, and then they put all sorts of weird stuff that keep it. It was the same for.
I think it was intentional.
It was the same for Mandalorian.
Dude, it was
So I don't
meta
know.
within meta.
I
because I missed some stuff because the credits I would like in the previously I'd be like, wait, what the fuck? I missed that, and I'd have to go back and skip to the part after the mid credits or whatever. And yeah, that was
You're
a
talking about the
strange
mid-credit
format.
scenes?
Yeah,
but that didn't happen until
Yeah, only in the last couple.
yeah.
Oh, the last couple. Okay.
Which I think I don't like that. I like it in the movie setup, but I just don't like this motif or trope rather, or whatever it's called. I don't know. The credit scenes. I think it works for the movies because it's.
I'm tired of it.
I
general.
am starting to get tired of it.
Dude, stay till after the credits and you'll get the biggest twist.
Well, and I hate again how much of an impression in that Marvel's leading. And I've said it before. Maybe you roll your eyes and think I'm being stupid. How like because movies like Marvel are doing so well, and like the common movie watcher will now base that as their baseline, and they have certain expectations tied to Marvel movies and not other things. And one of that is the end and post credit scenes. And for The Force Awakens, I saw in any of them really, I saw them all multiple times, and people always stayed for the credits.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not Star Wars, guys. It's just not going to happen. And like, I didn't say that, but it's just like, ugh. And then they did in Mandalorian, which was cool, but I don't want that in Star Wars. I don't want that. Even if I get a tease of something super cool and like super fan servicey, I don't want that in Star Wars. I don't want that.
What about looking at the credits?
Yeah.
They want you to look at the credits of the people that work on it.
I
You
don't
give
think-
them a little pat on the back.
I don't know if Kevin Feige cares.
Yeah.
no, I know. I'm with you on that. I agree. It's
Keep it out of my Star Wars. What is that like?
Get out of here, Kevin.
Is that like some waspy thing? Keep it out of my blah blah blah.
Get it out of my Star Wars.
Yeah, keep it out of my basketball. God, whatever those assholes say.
Yeah, shut up and dribble.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's what they fucking. Oh my god.
That's right. You're supposed to throw a ball around. That's all you're supposed to do. But then that same guy is gonna get rip shit if they don't throw the ball like he wants.
Yeah. Well, I kind of is talking about the like sort of like the mystery box thing is like it's so funny because now we're talking about this after it's all done, and there's so much shit on the internet about like, oh, it could be this, it could be this, oh my gosh, it could be this. And then I remember that same sort of phenomena after The Force Awakens because JJ gave us so many mystery boxes with The Force Awakens, and it was kind of like compressing that time period because I remember it like built up to get to The Last Jedi where it was like, okay, those were the things. All right. And then like this, it was happening in real time, so everyone was like, "Oh my god, this, oh my gosh, it's this, it's definitely Mephisto. Oh my gosh, it's definitely this thing." And then it's like, no, not really,
No.
not really.
Ralph-
It's still
it was-
interesting.
It was just Ralph Boner.
Ralph Boner,
Ralph Boner.
Boner.
I love that. I would like to see. What's his name?
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters play that kind of chillax dude in a movie. Kind of take the mantle of Owen Wilson or Paul Rudd or Jason Segel.
Yeah.
To kind of take that mantle and maybe in a Judd. I bet he could do well in a Judd Apatow
Oh, for sure.
movie for sure. Hey Judd, do it. He's over there watching us for some reason for this podcast.
He took Chris Nolan's spot. He's like, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but yeah, okay, great. Good job, guys. Yeah, I'll think about Evan Peters.
So I think something interesting is I was so not interested in this show, and I don't think a lot of people were either. And I think maybe that was that, or maybe it was the 50s and the slow kind of like Zoomer millennial, like, yeah, black and white, this is lame. I don't know. But the way the show gains steam every episode, especially when it turns the corner around episode 3 and 4, about it really starts to open up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the show is patient in building its world.
Yeah.
And it's super patient at playing with the settings of different studio, TV studio eras or whatever. But when it goes, and I think it really picked up, and it honestly, also why people maybe didn't care is who cared. Like the Vision, I guess the Vision and Wanda Maximoff were no one's favorite Avengers.
Yeah.
At all. So it's kind of like.
But now I kind of love Vision.
Yeah. Now they're sick, and I want to rewatch what they've been in to see them in that new light. But it's just like.
I have.
You know, you're taking the C-lister Avengers and they got their show first. And
which is like what they did with the fucking Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I should have expected better or more of Marvel, but
yeah, it definitely made me think about how the only characters I really cared about were the ones who had their own movies. In Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, the characters I cared most about, they're the ones who actually got their full stories fleshed out. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Which you get in this to some extent.
Yeah, you get their stories fleshed out. You actually feel for them.
Like it's not a true origin story, but you do understand them and what makes them tick more.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the musical episode, and in the show Supernatural, the episode where they get trapped in the TV world. I just love episodes that are super meta. So this show, it had me hooked on the idea from the beginning. Just that the concept of being that meta trapped in your own TV show. I think my favorite intro was the Frankie Muniz. Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh yeah.
I loved that intro. And the song was perfect. Oh, that cracked me up. Gave me stitches.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to relive eras. Even the Office one.
Yeah.
Or the Modern Family.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely pulled more from Modern Family.
Dude,
just because it was a family setting, but the theme song was just straight up Office.
Yeah.
Inspired theme song.
And the way that Elizabeth Olsen was acting exactly like the mom from Modern Family, like that. I don't even like Modern Family. I actually hate that show, but she was acting perfectly as the mom.
I watched 3 seasons of that show. I can't say I hate it.
Yeah. No, most people like it. I just am
you-
I'm the black sheep. I hate that show for some reason.
You can't have the waiter take it back because you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Is that
fine.
what you're insinuating?
I liked it. I liked it, but it was just also one of those things where it's like, okay, cool. I don't need to stick with this forever. I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I
I always get so sad when I invest in a show and it doesn't make me want to commit to it all the way.
Yeah. Or whenever
So I think that's maybe why I'm so timid on starting shows.
or whenever you like start a show and then like that's why I watched like The Last Man on Earth. And I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, I like that movie or I like that show." And then it canceled it and I was like,
Yeah,
damn it. But it actually kind of I think they knew that they were going to get canceled, so they wrapped it up pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I liked the first like 5 episodes of this. And I liked the other ones too, but they just kind of like it was one of those things where like after The Force Awakens where like the idea was more like the idea of what could be was more interesting than what actually was in some cases.
I think they could have been more creative with the viewing and integrating that with the agency people finding creative solutions and intercepting and blah 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 whatever.
Yeah.
And they do that for a while, but then the whole like TV broadcast thing ends, and even with the Modern Family Office riff episode, or probably maybe even the Malcolm in the Middle episode riff, there's not that like they're watching and they're trying to analyze things and trying to investigate and put pieces together, and I think that would have been fun.
Yeah.
To at least extend a couple more episodes. But
Or
like there's the part where they're putting the board and they're trying to find out people's identities and whatnot, and that goes nowhere because it ends up not being important. But it like would have been nice if it was, and it would have been fun. It would have been fun for more investigating from the outside. We learn the truth from the inside directly from Wanda or the dickhead director guy, or Angela Harkness.
Agatha.
Agatha Harkness.
It was Agatha all along.
Yeah, like it was like that's how things were revealed, and that's cool. But like, I don't know, it's so vague and it's so indirect, and then it just goes super direct, and it would have been nice to,
I think
it slow burned, and it slow burned, and it slow burned, and then it was a firecracker. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think the thing for me was like, it could have been. I don't know. I think that they were afraid of having Wanda go full baddie.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe they're building to her going almost full baddie.
Like Dark Phoenix type thing.
Yeah, like Dark Phoenix, or even more like malicious than that almost.
I was wondering if she was going to be the villain in the Doctor Strange movie.
Is.
So she's straight up the bad guy?
Yeah, from what I understand from my industry sources, which is just the internet and me reading, is that essentially what's going to happen and this is again me just making this up absolutely, but what I think is she's going to be the Loki, where she makes some sort of deal or does or awakens something deeper that leads to something like Mephisto or Kang the Conqueror, or like so that she is the setup to the bigger bad guy. You know,
so she isn't the bad guy.
No, she's like Loki, where she's like the bad guy maybe for
she's
even
low key the bad guy.
I'm gonna throw this microphone at you. But
is Mephisto a Scarlet Witch bad guy? He's like a demon lord, right?
Yeah, again, I don't know. That's what people. I haven't really done a lot of digging into it or anything, but I think
stuff like this just shows how broad the MCU or the actual comic Marvel brand and all their side stuff is. It's wild.
Yeah, because
I had no idea who Agatha Harkness was.
Yeah, she's
even
kind of
Mephisto. They were not on my radar as a casual normie.
Mephisto, I thought was like, I don't know if I thought that he was. People were like, "Oh, it's Mephisto," and I was like, "Is that a big deal?" I thought that he was just kind of like the devil or something like that, but like, didn't really give a shit about Earth.
Yeah,
or something.
It's fun for me to look up those characters when they come up. Like even Thanos back in 2012 or whenever, I didn't know who the heck Thanos was.
Yeah.
So it's fun to look up the characters. That's one thing I look forward to about lore stuff in general, not just about Marvel. Is like looking up like what the characters' backstories are and who created them and all that shit. And
and how long their thing, because that's when I looked up Agatha Harkness, and she's like actually kind of a grounding force for Wanda, and I think that we'll kind of get there with her as we go through, which is why she's not dead.
Yeah, I think that relationship. I don't think Agatha is a bad guy.
She's just a witch, and she wants power, and that's why I thought it was interesting that she was just kind of like, I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on here.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to figure it out, and then she does, and she's just like, hey, let me get your power. And again, she does it in a way that is maybe indicative that she's kind of like a morally gray person, but it's not necessarily bad. She's like, hey, you're fucking doing this to these people and they don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I guess the whole show is parts of it is a metaphor or the journey of stages of grief.
Mm-hmm.
And she's obviously dealing with it very unhealthily, but just the way how many other people it impacts.
Yeah.
I don't know what the direct lesson is there or what they're trying to say.
Trust.
Trust. This might go up before the Raya episode.
That's fine.
But
dude,
that was just for you guys.
Little prequel Easter egg.
Dude, that reminds me with the grief thing. I didn't really think about that it was like the stages of grief. I loved the quote that when Vision says, "What is grief but love persevering?" I thought that was like,
I love his profoundness. That's one of his characters at his best.
That's Paul Bettany too.
Yeah,
like Paul Bettany just has a wonderful voice.
Apparently, he said he was in an interview. He's like, yeah, there's a great cameo. I'm acting across someone that I've always wanted to act with. Great, talented guy. I trust him. And then he was trolling people all along.
It was him.
Yeah, with White Vision.
Well, apparently he also was like, they were doing that scene, "What is love if not grief persevering?" That was like a rewrite triggered by him, like while they were doing it. I don't know if I can't give him credit for the line, but I know that from like what I read in a thing that was like people who were like, "We love this fucking line." And they were like, yeah. That was like a rewrite on the day. We were like, Paul Bettany was like, this doesn't work. Do something else. But I just rewatched. Age of Ultron, and it's pretty interesting too.
Ooh, I gotta go back and rewatch that.
It's still not very good, and there's like some holes and stuff, but it's also
to me, that's such a fast and loose movie.
Yeah,
something about it was just. The first two Avenger movies feel so fast and loose.
Well, the first Avenger movie still kind of holds up.
It holds up, and it's super comic book and just fun. And it's an event. Where then the second one feels. It's the second one. I don't think. I think everyone has something about it. I think
it's weird that it's weird the way that it is, because It's weird, Age of Ultron, especially because like it follows Winter Soldier, which is so fucking good.
Yeah. Wait, that comes after Winter Soldier?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Can you imagine?
Because it's Civil War right after that, right after
Oh, because they
Sokovia.
have to be introduced. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
because I just finished
you're right.
Civil War too. Because I was like, I've watched this, and then I was like, I'll watch Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I'm itching to rewatch everything because I rewatched all up to either Infinity War or Endgame. I think Endgame, and I had so much fun. It was like binge watching a TV show.
Yeah,
It's just so because the way it connects, like I had never done that till that point since 2007 or whenever Iron Man came out.
yeah.
And to watch
2008.
all of them, 2008, watch all of them in the chronological order, not the
Yeah,
release order, is awesome. It's fun. It's I recommend it. I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
again.
that's sort of what I'm doing now. Is I watched Age of Ultron, and then I watched Civil War, and now I'm gonna watch Black Panther. I'm being a little selective with it
Yeah.
because I don't know if I want to start a whole thing because then I would just
Well,
go back.
I will say committing to it makes the not good ones better. It makes every.
I believe that,
the rising tide or whatever lifts all boats. It
Yeah.
applies.
It was
to
interesting too to rewatch Age of Ultron because this post-credit scene or this thing is very similar to Ultron and
like the TV graphic motif at the end.
this TV graphic motif at the end is very similar to Ultron and Jarvis talking
Oh,
and like how he moves through the net and stuff like that.
Yeah, can you imagine if Ultron had gotten Vision's body?
Yeah.
He
I
would
mean-
have been so jacked. But then Vision gets his ass kicked by like Thanos and stuff. So it's like, is he really that jacked? So that means Thanos would be. I want to see a power scale of the MCU.
The power scale of the MCU is
it exists
so
by a YouTuber somewhere.
Yeah.
but it's so
Map
wonky because it's like it's just wonky as hell because it's like it doesn't like sometimes
When Wanda is supposed to be the most badass, powerful one, and she is mostly super powerful, but it's the fact that she never got her own spotlight that they couldn't commit to making her
yeah.
totally cool.
Well, I think also too she never got the chance to.
yeah,
You know, she never got the chance to go hard.
yeah. I mean,
Because she didn't know that she was able to go that hard. She's
yeah,
kind of
that
like
too.
Goku,
Yeah.
you know, in that sort of way.
Well,
Where-
I think she's super more compelling than Captain Marvel.
yeah,
Amen to that.
Carol Danvers.
yeah. I feel it's so
I'd
weird.
say that now after them each getting their own. I'd say.
I feel weird because it's like Captain Marvel is like Superman, and it's just like she has her powers and she has control over them.
The
And
movie
it's
felt so generic.
It-
Even being set in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then cool space stuff on the side too.
but
it
we
just-
had already seen that sort of space stuff in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't like it was introducing anything new.
Yeah.
Like the 90s, it was cool to see the 90s and all that, but the 90s at this point in 2020 or whatever, or 20 whatever, whenever it came out, feels like a tamed 80s and 70s, which are super, like at this time, super stylistic and
Yeah.
super exploited. And you know, maybe it was a little premature to jump into the 90s as a style or as an aesthetic
Yeah.
that to lean on, and clearly it didn't work. And I think it maybe needs another 10 years.
Well, I think it
But-
suited the movie because it was a boring movie in the 90s, like you just
Yeah.
said. We're a boring. Yeah,
But I feel bad because I like Brie Larson.
she's a great actor.
I want her. I want it to be good, but it's like I just don't give a shit about Captain Marvel. I love Scarlet Witch. I'm like, fuck yeah, give me this. But maybe that's just like my own personal thing where it's like I would rather have someone that have like weird, deep, magical powers that they don't understand.
Well, I think like even,
and that she's discovering too. I think that might be one of the things that she's like, she's got to work. And like Captain Marvel's like, I got hit with the thing, and I'm Superman. Don't fuck with me, bro.
Well, I think why Wanda is more compelling is that she's had a lot shittier life, a lot more strife and struggle,
Yeah.
and I've only seen Captain Marvel once, but Carol gets lost away, and she's a fish out of water, lost memory, and then she figures things out. Like she doesn't have any great loss, she doesn't have any great weaknesses. It's just like
They just have done her dirty so far.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything interesting from her.
And in that movie, they made Nick Fury such a dingus. He was such a dinky dingus. It's like Nick Fury's supposed to be this like.
Well, it's supposed to be his first field job.
I get
it's the
that,
first
I
time
guess,
out.
But it
but I
was
also
weird.
agree with you.
Yeah, it was weird to
Let's
see
see some
Nick Fury.
but he
like
still had
that.
some promise.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was
I'm-
just because usually Nick Fury is like the no joke, like hard ass guy. I get that it was before all the.
But if we saw
Shield.
how he becomes that man in that
Exactly.
movie, if he starts goofy or whatever he is, and then
Yeah.
he grows to that,
Yeah.
that's different.
I mean, again, we're saying this as we're talking about WandaVision, which is like, I just feel like the last 2 episodes, I feel like what they should have done, or again, what they should have done, do what you want, get people to do the thing. But I thought it'd been really cool if they were like, yeah, we've got 9 episodes for you. Yeah. And then they do all this stuff, they do all this TV stuff. And then the last episode, like, instead of maybe having 2 final episodes, they just had to do a movie.
Yeah.
Like, just do a movie. Just be like, psych, no, not 2 episodes, not 3 episodes. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's Scarlet Witch and the Hex.
The
or
movie.
The movie.
I will
Yeah.
The Scarletest Witch.
counter that they want to keep those subs, and I think that's
understand.
That's why it's 9 and not 8,
That's
because you get them for that 3rd month.
I understand. That's fucking. I get it. I'm just saying it annoys me that that's the thing rather than like the proper packaging. It's like. Because now, what is it? Now they have next Wednesday or next Friday?
2 weeks from whenever this ended, and we're recording this at a very different time that's going to be released. So,
Ooh, I have no idea. Okay, well, I don't know.
but I think I'm looking forward to Winter Soldier.
It's going to be a weird palette change after
Yeah.
after this weird like magic stuff. And this makes me very excited because I think that this is going to mean that and the fact that the Doctor Strange movie is sort of the next big movie out, I think. Well, they've got Black Widow and then Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man is going to be he's going to get lost in the multiverse.
Is that confirmed? They're doing
No, it's
all-
not confirmed, but this
I know
is
there have
Patrick.
been hints.
I remember
at
they
it.
hired everyone, and then Tom.
They said they hired everybody.
yeah, and then Tom Holland. Tom Holland. Why does that sound different or not sound right?
Tom Holland.
Are you thinking Tom Hardy? It sounded like you were gonna
No,
say.
who's Spider-Man?
Tom
kid?
Holland.
Tom Holland. Yeah. So then Tom Holland's like, no, they're not in the movie. It's
He
like also
spoils
he's also
everything.
not the best person to say that.
No, I think he's the best person to say that because
It
now
makes you really think.
because now they're playing not fucking Donald Trump playing 4D chess. Marvel's playing 4D chess
Yeah.
because I also think that they've manufactured this person who spoils the movie. And the same thing with like they've done that throughout multiple times where they've spoiled a movie, but it really creates more buzz and more press talking about getting that extra subscriber, keeping people subscribed. It stays in the news, it stays thing. They've still shooting this and we're already talking about this thing. That Spider-Man movie has been in the press since they were like, hey, we're going to hire Andrew Garfield and Jamie Foxx and that. And then it kind of like cooled off. And now they've released the name, and Tom Holland
It's
is
like they're reverse gaslighting people.
oh, absolutely.
It's like, yeah, that didn't happen. What? No.
Now they're doubling down because then whenever it comes out and they are there, people are like, they can be excited again.
Yeah.
They get excited twice.
Just manipulated like Wanda Maximoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's like the whole thing too with like it's with them ripping out pulling the plug at the end of each episode where they're like, and fuck you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the episode 5 when they do what show is this ripping?
It's kind of like Full House, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they show the child pictures of everyone growing
Yeah.
up, and the Vision is just it's the Vision as a baby.
Yeah.
It's so good. One of my favorite memes after that was like Grogu versus Vision and like all the different and like the baby Grinch and like some of the baby thing, just like who would win in a fight.
Baby Shaggy. Baby Shaggy always
Yeah.
wins. Baby Shaggy is God.
So, do you think the family will come back, or do you think
Vision is back.
true?
So Vision
some
is
form he's
back.
back.
That was why didn't they think of that when he got killed by Thanos? Oh, just hey Wanda, if you make a projection from your memory of Vision and then he touches the old Vision's head, he'll come back. All his memories will be
It's
restored.
that easy.
It's that easy.
That easy.
Yeah.
All you have to do is explode out an alternate universe, and be incredibly sad and pour forth all this power you didn't know you had,
Yeah.
and create a person from pure energy.
Going back to what we were saying about how Wanda doesn't really know her full powers yet, that is one thing that makes her more interesting than, like, say, Captain Marvel. It's
Yeah.
like she's learning her powers, and she's not, she doesn't have full control over them, and they could corrupt her. That's what makes a compelling character,
Yeah.
not just like a Superman who's all good and all powerful. That shit's just boring and overdone.
Speaking of Captain Marvel, this does have a Captain Marvel tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, at the end. So what?
Well, kind of the whole thing with
Monica.
Monica. She's the.
What is she,
She's
a
the little
Kree?
girl in. No, she's the little girl in Captain Marvel.
Oh, shit. That's who she is.
Yes.
Fuck, I didn't realize
So when
that.
she is in the hospital, her mom is Carol's best friend, the other pilot,
Yeah, that's right.
and so that's the whole thing. So like, there's a huge Captain Marvel tie-in. It's not important to the movie besides who the character is and where she came from. And then there's the Kree
The secret scrolls.
Scrolls. Why do I keep saying
That's
Kree?
who
Is
they-
Kree
Kree
is the
Star
Kree-
Trek?
No,
No,
Kree
Kree
is
is-
Kree is
are
Marvel.
blue. Kree
Yeah.
are blue.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha.
Kree are blue. Sometimes they are human colored, but most often blue, I guess.
They can be human.
I
with
think
blue.
that's what it was challenging about Captain Marvel 2 is it jumped in to the universe and like Kree and Skrull. I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
They look like the other green guys from Star Trek. I'm confused.
I don't know. I don't know what
It
feels so boring about Captain Marvel.
I think
It
they were
just
bored
is
making
boring.
it.
Well, it was like this. I think it's kind of telling too that the directors of it was like a lady. They should have just gone with like a lady director. You know,
Who was it?
it was like a lady and a dude like team
Oh.
who like I think they did commercial stuff. But like again, not disparaging them.
Oh, was it?
Um,
Was it the woman who's doing the X-wing pilot movie?
No, it wasn't Patty Jenkins.
Okay.
X-wing pilot movie.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
That sounds like
It's like like a Rogue Squadron movie was announced.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah, by Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenks, as they call her in the industry.
Do they?
No.
I
I think it just sounds funny because was it huffing jank? What is that? Like smelling poop or
It's
something?
where you poop in a bag and you sit it up for a week and then you smell it. And it's supposed to get you high, but somebody definitely said that to make somebody smell their own.
And we
rancid
put
shit.
and then we put men on the moon.
I know,
same
right?
species.
Same species.
Wow.
Huff
So
and jank.
hilarious.
It's directed. Captain Marvel is directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. And there are, let me see how many people there are with writing credits. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Well, that'll usually do
5,
it.
6, 7, 8. 8 people with story by and 3 people with screenplay by credits.
Well, I think what's important is to maybe pick a good Marvel movie and see how that compares in terms of the writers involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because maybe that's typical.
I don't know about
not the dual
that.
director thing, but the many writers.
No, the many writers, and I'm also just looking at these other directors, the directors to things. They don't have a whole bunch. They've done some TV stuff. They did some TV stuff that was pretty good, which usually is like, hey, they can fulfill the thing that we need you to fulfill, you know.
Yeah. Well, I always think Kevin
Which is
Feige-
also hard. I'm not like denigrating it.
No. Well,
Come at me, TV directors. I would be one of you. Please come at me and give me a chance to be like, man, that was really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think to some degree, I actually don't know the details of Feige's involvement, but I do think he and whoever the other main producers are kind of also de facto second directors too, or additional. I don't know, but
Probably like managing creative producers, and then you just like kind of like do that by committee, and then you have the people like execute it.
yeah, but you're still proactively making
Yeah.
sure things are going the way.
And then
need
if
to
you
go.
if you hire, hopefully they'll let what's his butt Sam Raimi. Hopefully they'll let Sam Raimi go ham.
Yeah, on
Be
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Is he's doing the next Doctor Strange?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah. Let's get some more gothic Spider-Man 3 level action in there.
That worked really well.
Yeah.
Um,
I got high hopes for Sam Raimi.
I do too. I love Sam Raimi.
And I love Doctor Strange. That's one of my favorite Marvel like aspects, like the universe with Doctor Strange, that type of magic and stuff. I've seen Doctor Strange like 3 or 4 times. I love that movie.
It's one of those movies that's like calming to me. Or not like calming, but I like the journey of it and the way that it looks and stuff.
I've only seen it once, and I want to watch it more than once.
I think the reason I like it so much is because it's like Inception meets Batman Begins. And I love both.
So Christopher Nolan's two movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I get that. It is kind of like that. I think that that's one of the things with WandaVision that makes me excited, is because we've really, like, I feel like with the Infinity War, and Endgame, we've really like, all right, here's the cosmic. It's here. Oh man, we've opened up all this cosmic range of stuff, and like here's all this space. But now with this, there's like, hey, guess what? There's fucking magic here too, bud. You better get after this. There's gonna be some
They're gonna really open up the
you
world.
better pay attention. There's some fucking magic coming.
We got magic. We got aliens. We got dimensions.
Yeah, they're gonna do some dimensions.
Multiverses.
There's gonna be a multiverse. You better fucking watch out, bud.
I have a question, and maybe I missed the why, but why did Agatha kill the dog? What purpose did she get? I don't think she's evil.
I don't think she's evil. I think that's shorthand. The dog didn't exist.
You think she created the dog?
I mean, she created the dog.
Yeah.
Wanda. I'm pointing at Wanda. Wanda created the dog. And so Agatha needed to create strife.
Maybe. Well, the whole life lesson is
Grief.
you can't bring someone back from the dead,
Yeah.
which Wanda literally did.
But she didn't.
So maybe she did it to make some cracks in her armor, because then her children are like, bring him back, and kind of like that Jay-Z song.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
So that was kind of maybe that. Okay, I buy it now. I understand.
Okay, you don't have to.
No, I think it needed to happen.
I think it needed to happen. I think that it's a ploy there.
Yeah, because
Agatha puts it there.
Wants to break her down.
Yeah.
And I think if that was the goal, was to give the children this thing that the children would like, and then to kill the thing that children would like.
Yeah.
And make them say, "Mom, do it." And she's like, "I can't." And then that makes that, because like, I think she's in the illusion. I think she's she becomes self-aware when she kicks out Monica.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it's denial past that point, or it's like
a choice. That's
like a semi-lucidness. I don't know.
That's one of the things that I regret, is that I wish that there was, because at that point it kind of becomes more from Vision's point of view. Like Vision feels more like our protagonist. Like I know that we stay with Wanda a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But it seems like we're in Vision's head. Vision is talking to us and he's being truthful with us.
Mm-hmm.
But from that point on, Wanda is not being truthful with us, the audience, or to us.
Yeah, I was really confused where she actually stood.
Yeah.
To us.
Yeah.
The audience, I guess. Like that. I guess there was that genuineness with
and that kind of ties into what I was saying, where it's like, I think that they were scared about making her go full bad, because in that moment when she becomes self-aware, she should understand, like, we need to show her go deeper. We need to see that she is actively, because I don't really buy it at the end when she's like, you guys are fine, you're safe here. It's like, no, you are controlling their minds, Wanda.
Yeah.
You know, this is not chill.
Like I didn't buy any of that. I didn't buy what she. I couldn't understand what she was trying to say. I didn't like.
The last episode was.
I didn't believe that she believed that, but I don't understand why she would say that. It's just, and it wasn't like Empire, like order and control. I know what's best for you. It's just like,
this is what I need for me.
Yeah, it was weird.
Maybe it was because when she first creates the illusion is when she goes back to where they were going to build their house or whatever, and she explodes, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like going back to Inception. It's like that was the moment when she sees Vision, when she remanifests him in that moment, and it all goes in black and white. That's where she falls into the dream. So she just felt like she was dreaming the whole time. That's what explained why she didn't really know why she had to become self-aware.
Yeah.
Is that basically it?
Well, but then yes. And then she becomes self-aware. Like they're both trying to figure out. They're both, there's something happening. They're both trying to figure out. And then I would buy that anything that she does to change it is reflexive. Where like anything that like, because again, it's her hex. So anytime anybody, when they try and like do the radio thing, they're like, "What? Who's doing this to you, Wanda? What's going on?" Like anytime that happens, I can see her being like reflexively being like, no.
It's like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, and then she's not aware of it. But once Monica is like, I am Monica, you are Scarlet Witch, Ultron, you, and they're both, and then she's like, hold on, wait, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Then I want to see more of that she's aware. I want them to be like, I think whenever she falls apart at the end, you know, and she's trying to justify it, I think she needs to, like, I just am not satisfied by her portrayal.
Dude, yeah, I would have liked that. I agree with you. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
That would have been way more badass.
Yeah, I just don't think there was a clear transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they still made it seem like she was defending and was kind of like in the right for it.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that they were scared of her being too far bad that they couldn't bring her back. You know? But I don't think that that's...
Or they wanted to hold their cards close to their chest about, ooh, she's the bad guy in that movie coming up, maybe.
Yeah, but then I think that they could have... I think that then she could have made more discoveries of been like, I don't understand what's going on. Maybe she's like, clearly this isn't me because I'm not this powerful. Mm-hmm. You know, there could be something like that.
Or just
doubt.
Even if they did go full tilt with her being bad, it's like you still feel for her because she's going through grief for Vision's loss.
Yeah.
So even if she is doing this, it's like, if I had that power, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, even if I was fully aware of it, like I'd probably still do it.
And that's one of the things that sort of also bothered me in that final episode, was whenever White Vision comes in and he's like, I have to kill Vision. It's like, hey, that Vision's not real. Why are you fighting this Vision? Mm-hmm. Fight Scarlet Witch. Why is his directive to kill the other Vision? The other Vision isn't real. If he leaves the hex, he's gone. The person who's the megaton bomb is the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And why the fuck do you give a shit about something that's not real? Like if I had a projector that came alive and was projecting something, I'm gonna pull the plug on the projector.
Yeah, yeah. I did not think about that. That is so silly.
Yeah, because it's not like he was distracting. Because Scarlet Witch was preoccupied with Agatha.
Perfect moment.
And Agatha was not cahoots at all with Haywood.
No.
So it's just unrelated. So you can imagine if she had to deal with Agatha and White Vision, and then obviously regular Vision would be helping.
But then also, if regular Vision is like, whoa, hold on. You've been doing this the whole time, and now you're aware of it, and you've still been doing it. Yeah. You know, and then there's that like.
And then he fuses with the White Vision.
Yeah.
And it's just the white or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he has to stop her, and then Wanda and Vision fight.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we want to lead to.
That would have been interesting. I was wondering if that was going to happen.
That's what I think. That's the most interesting. That's the most interesting result. I mean, the most satisfying result is the one that we had, I guess.
Yeah,
sort of like the satisfying in the way that she's still allowed to be the good guy and she gets to end it on her own terms. I just think it would have been more interesting if she's like, I don't understand where this power is. I'm clearly not doing it. I can't stop it. Yeah. And she can actually. And like then it's the question of, does she know that she can? Like, because here's a fun thing that you could do. And again, I'm just rambling. I'm talking about stuff. But the fun thing that you could do is you could have it be her and Vision, like, trying to figure out the source of this thing, and then Vision, like, figures it out or something like that. Agatha's still there doing her thing and tries to fuck stuff up. I don't know that. I haven't figured that part out yet. But so then Vision is like, wait a second. All these sources of power lead back to you. And she's like, that's fucking crazy. That's right. And then she's like, makes her turn. And then they have like a moment where the Vision is also her. Because that's the thing that to me is like, how does Vision maintain his own self as the projection that she has created? Which is an interesting thing.
And then she'd have to come to terms with the fact that it's not really Vision, it's just
Yeah.
her.
And then it would be her telling that to her.
Yeah.
Which would be fucking cool.
An interesting way to deal with her grief is
Yeah.
that, like, you've got to come to terms. You've got to face it. Yeah, I don't like characters coming back to life, so... I mean, once in a while, if it's done well, I think the only way it's ever done really well or satisfying was with Jon Snow.
I
But
was gonna say Jon Snow was a joke, but
typically,
but it was all squandered anyways.
I would be satisfied if this is how Vision comes back. Because it makes sense, because he's a computer.
that's true.
It makes, to me, I'm with you. Like, if spoiler alert, if Tony Stark comes back for some reason, I'm like,
No.
come on, guys.
He'll probably come. He probably uploaded his personality
Yeah.
or something like that. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Which he kind of did already with that little like
Edith.
interaction with Spider-Man in the most recent movie.
Yeah.
But I am glad it was a different voice, not Tony Stark's voice in the thing. That would have
Yeah.
been so sad and not cool.
Well, also, they would have had to pay Robert Downey Jr. so much money.
Do you think?
Oh, for sure.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Apparently, he wants to come back.
yeah.
Probably because
Doolittle failed
flopped.
so bad.
He's like, fuck. This is a weird movie, weird accent too.
He was having fun with it.
Yeah.
He thought he could do no wrong.
I think he thought he was going to be the next Johnny Depp. Like maybe he was breaching a new character
Yeah.
performance trope.
Well, I hope he's not the new Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's already
Weird.
weird, bad Johnny Depp guy.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow's great. Listen, I love Jack Sparrow. That doesn't mean that I have to love Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Hey, he was relinquished of all charges.
He was.
But now it's something still come back around or something.
Well, he just
All I know it's a legacy.
He's
thing.
weird.
It's still going on.
he won't let it go. Is the thing with Johnny Depp is he won't let it go, because which I also understand, because if someone said that about you and you're like, that's not true. No, I don't believe this, or that's not how I see it. And that's how everybody saw you.
Yeah.
And you're like, no. And they're like, we won't charge you with anything except for like, here's a fine or whatever. And here's her divorce settlement, you know? Then he's like, wait a second. No, but I'm not a bad guy,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, talk about WandaVision. What do you think, Johnny? I don't know. I've got a house in Kentucky that I gave to my mom. It's a farm. I spent $12 million a year on wine. I'm from Kentucky, but I have kind of a British accent.
Is he from Kentucky?
Yeah.
That's so
Why does he
weird.
talk the way he talks?
Because he's Johnny fucking Depp, and he's a slave to his own mind. He's a prisoner. He's created his own facade, and he can't escape it.
Have you seen his first Instagram video where he's like in what looks like Dracula's cavern? And
Yeah.
it's so weird.
It's so weird.
And same with Matthew McConaughey's like Instagram and social media. Some actors are just can't not act.
There's a reason that they're the way that they are.
Yeah.
How weird is it compared to Kevin Spacey?
It's about just as
It's
weird.
about just as weird.
Yep.
Johnny Depp's Instagram,
The Frank
again,
Underwood
it
thing.
feels like the weirdest guy in your like middle school who's like, all right, guys, I'm going to play you this song. And he like plays a song with all of his like rings and stuff. And he's like, and that's about how we need to love each other. And he's like, yes. Good.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
fascinating.
He's a fucking weird dude.
There was a movie he was in that came out either this year or last year.
Waiting for Barbarians.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm curious to see him in a maybe not totally Jack Sparrow role.
Yeah, he's a bad guy in that movie.
Yeah. That's also
Robert Pattinson's also in that movie. So is Mike Rylance.
Yeah. It looks like it's probably a boring movie, but I'll watch it.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. But
apparently it takes a long time for Robert Pattinson to show up. I was reading all the reviews, and every single one was, this movie should be called Waiting for Robert Pattinson. Just like over and over, because people just wanted to see him. I want to see cool actors in more period pieces playing different characters also that they usually play.
Yeah. Have you seen Lost City of Z?
I have. Tom Holland and Charlie Hunnam.
And Robert Pattinson, right?
Was he? Oh, man. I might have missed him in there.
He's in the beginning. I've only seen the beginning, and then I was really bored by it, so I was like...
That was a boring movie, and guess what? They don't ever find it. And it literally movie ends with a fade to black. It's so bad.
I'm so glad I stopped watching that movie then.
I think Tom Holland and Charlie Hunnam, father and son, they just die. Fade to black. They don't find it. They get ambushed by natives, and the natives, like, they're like, okay, let's play it cool. Let's go talk to them. They'll
understand.
They fucking kill them, and they die like poisoned and starving and whatever, and fade to black. Movie's over. They never find the fucking city.
That sounds like a horrible...
And it's like after 2.5, 3 hours of
Yeah.
of them trying to find the city, and they don't. And it's just, I wanted to see El Dorado
Dude,
or whatever.
That just like put me in a bad mood just hearing
I
how
know.
stupid that is.
Well, it made me really happy that I stopped watching it.
yeah.
Because I watched like 30 minutes of it, and I was like... Or maybe I watched like even like 40 minutes of it, and I was like, damn, I've watched 40 minutes of this movie.
I don't know why I watched it.
Hey,
I think I just wanted to fucking see the city. I was like, it was the carrot at the end of the stick.
I was interested in seeing like some like, again, that sort of like mythology thing.
Yeah.
I want to see that side of the world a little bit, and kind of explore that. But it was more about Charlie Hunnam being sad, from what I remember of the 40 minutes that I saw.
I won't rewatch that movie ever.
Well, good. That's good to know. I will rewatch WandaVision. I don't know what it is.
I'll probably rewatch everything in Marvel
Yeah.
for the rest of my days in some kind of cycle.
I wonder what it is too, where it's like it's both visually appealing and like sort of stimulating to my little brain.
I think it's just because at this point they have such a history of content to pull from, and then the back catalog of the actual inspiration from the comic books, that it's just like a fun
playground of themes and
There's
styles.
always something to look at. Yeah, and they always have references to pull from too.
I just noticed in the scene where she confronts Monica and it goes the title bar or the bars go down, and then it swaps over the 180-degree line, so you're not in that sitcom studio setting. It swaps over but to the other side, and it's just like I didn't notice that until the second watch because we've got it playing in the background right now. But and I love when it goes into the cinematic mode. It's just the aesthetic of the whole show is so cool. The 90s look with that slight fuzzy grain.
Yeah.
Even the way they float and use their powers is like limited by the technology of the TV show era at the
Except
time.
for hers.
Except for hers. But the way they float up, it looks like almost like they're on strings kind of. It's kinda, like it's just very well done. Very well done. I want to know how they do Paul Bettany's makeup and stuff for Vision. Is some of it has to be CGI, right? Like
I think
his makeup?
It's mask. So they have like
it's his face, and then the rest is a prosthetic.
Yeah, they've gotten really good at it, like where it's like his side. But I saw a thing where it's also like kind of like a rubber mask on his face.
Oh, okay.
Because I saw him peeling it off.
Gotcha.
But also one of the things that is he would do 30 minutes in a sauna because it would be easier for it to come off.
Oh.
Because it loosens up the solvent or dissolves the thing.
There's just pictures of the Vision vegging out in saunas out there.
Probably. Just hang a dong.
Oh my god.
I want to say I'm like slightly disappointed because talking about Harry Potter, and I've talked about this before, where they're just flinging energy at each other.
Oh yeah.
It's not very interesting. This is closer to like where it's like kind of interesting, but for the most part, they're still just flinging energy.
Yep.
You know, at least like Doctor Strange. That's one of the things that's cool about Doctor Strange is that he's got a little like finesse with
Like
his
doing
thing.
spells in different shapes.
Yeah, and he's like got to like look stuff up and figure it out. That's just really cool.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys give this? Mini series?
I give it a 3.89 out of 5 coffees.
Nice.
Coffees for Darcy.
I'll give it 8 RGB chunks out of 10.
Ruth Gator Binsberg.
Yeah, exactly. No, isn't that what it's called in television? The red, green,
Yeah, something like
RGB
that.
Something, yeah.
Oh.
I gave it 4.5. No, why didn't I say 4.5? I gave it 4 out of 5 hexes.
Nice. It was Agatha.
Yep.
Oh,
There's a
Disney
fun
got us.
twist.
I had fun. You know, I wouldn't say it's good. Like that, it doesn't get the 4 out of 5 just out of its quality.
Yeah.
But I got it out of it. I had fun, and I was surprised that I enjoyed it that much. And
That last episode
Yeah.
just really kind of took it down a whole bunch for me because I was
I
like
didn't
really,
love it. I didn't love it.
I'm really
but it wasn't-
excited, but it's like also it's like the more I'm watching it, and especially now that like the more I'm talking about it, it's like it didn't make sense for Vision to fight other Vision. Her stuff at the end felt disingenuous, and I feel like I felt them being like, hey, she can't be that bad because she's still good guy.
She's an Avenger.
She has to be good guy, okay? Don't let her be full bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like kind of like she's enslaving people's minds and stuff. So
They didn't want to go full in on that.
Yeah.
Which they just should have.
I mean,
But then all the little girls who want to dress up as Scarlet Witch are gonna be.
I will say it was sick. Her in her official Scarlet Witch outfit. Cool.
yeah, it was really
Which
cool.
Oh,
they-
the comic book inspired
Yeah,
one?
which they couldn't say Scarlet Witch until they got the property too. So
Yeah.
that's why she was just Wanda.
Oh, right, because she was in X-Men territory, right?
Yeah, 'cause
With
she was
a
Sony.
mutant.
Yeah.
So that's why they called them Wanda and Pietro instead of Scarlet Witch and
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. I almost said the Flash.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what else have you guys been watching? Obviously, I'll start as I watched Age of Ultron and accidentally finished Captain America: Civil War.
Nice.
Because I was like, oh, I'll pause it, and I was like, I'll get to the airport scene. I'll just go ahead and finish it.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
I haven't watched anything.
Oh my gosh.
I know you guys did this on a podcast episode, but I recently just watched myself Willy's Wonderland,
Oh, nice.
and I loved it. And on our YouTube channel, JT Music, a few months ago, we did a Nicolas Cage cipher. And when I watched Willy's Wonderland, I was so upset that that movie didn't make the Nicolas Cage cipher.
Yeah.
Because our Nicolas Cage cipher, in case you couldn't guess, was just a track about all Nicolas Cage's movies. But
Yeah.
I thought that movie was great. I could see Nicolas Cage having so much fun
Oh
with
my
it.
gosh.
And it was just a goofball time. So
That
yeah.
dude is so. I watched. Speaking of other things, I watched him talking about like, they do the Vanity Fair breakdown
Oh,
of all the
yeah,
famous
that's good.
roles.
Mhm.
And
I
it's like,
still need to watch that. You were talking about that the other day.
Face
John.
Off. We need to watch
Ye-
Face Off.
Oh, I've seen Face Off.
Oh, fuck yeah,
I
dude.
love Face Off. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But,
Let's.
the
You want to go ahead
Vanity
and start
Fair
doing
thing.
Face Off? We start with Face Off again. This.
It's good stuff.
I fucking love it.
Well, you guys know where to find us at Stinky Podcast on Twitter,
Get him.
and you can email us. Stinky Pod. I don't know what it is actually off the top of my head. stinkypodcast@gmail.com.
I don't know. You're
I
the
don't
one who knows that.
Hit us up on Twitter. Email
Yeah.
us in the YouTube description.
Tell us what you thought about the Scarlet Witch's new costume. Tell us why you thought it was great that she wasn't a full baddie. What do you think about Paul Bettany's hair in the 90s?
I think it's great.
I think it's great. I think it's awesome. Tell us what you think. There's one guy who's an extra who has a mustache. I loved him. I wanted to see more of him. Tell me what you think about that. Yeah. Well, I love you. And, as they say in Westview, hey, get off my lawn. I'll kill your dog.
I'm seeing her nightmares. We see your nightmares too, Wanda.
Oh, we see your nightmares every night. They should have done a musical episode.
They should have. I was waiting
like,
for
like
it.
or Scrubs musical.
Yeah.
Meta thing.
Meta. As they say in Westview, meta.
Meta.